Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
I'm Doug.
This is a mini. I forgot to mention that. Welcome, Doug. First time.
First timer, Doug.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Doug, tell us. No, I'm just kidding. Tell us all about it. I didn't watch much this week. I watched an oldie by David Lynch, Eraserhead.
Oh, wow.
I watched that movie.
It's a classic.
Yeah, and that movie
It's such a weird
it's
movie.
still out there, man. That movie just like makes you really like,
Yeah,
what the
I don't
hell
think
am I
I've ever
watching?
seen it.
Watch it because
All right.
that movie is crazy. You ever see it?
I have seen Eraserhead. It was a long time ago.
What a messed up movie that is, right?
We called my buddy Pete Eraserhead because of his haircut.
It's almost
right
like a
around that
Kramer-like
time.
hairdo, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did they call, was it Kid and Play one of those one of the guys?
Yeah.
And it was
Kid,
Eraserhead?
Kid had-
Kid
Yeah.
was Eraserhead, yes.
Had the high top fade, yeah. That, and I started the that new documentary on Netflix, Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult.
Oh, I saw
7M.
that.
It's about a company called the 7M. It was like a dance group, and it
Yeah.
was led by some guy. And they were making like TikToks. They become very big on TikTok, and this girl left her family. But there's also a church behind all this
Yeah.
too. So they're like joining a cult in this
Okay,
church.
I'll check that out.
So it's
That
three
sounds good.
parts. I watched the first part. I gotta watch the other two.
You make it a church so that you can be tax-free.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you get it.
Can we
Yeah.
make this a church?
I tell you, listen, my biggest regret in life was that I didn't start some phony baloney
Mm-hmm.
religion in my 20s because I would have loved to bilk all these
Yeah.
idiots out of all their money because they love to just give their money to fake Jesus or
And
whatever.
you could. That's what I was gonna say. You could be the fake Jesus, long hair Andy. You know.
I would have no problem ripping dumb people off.
Mm-hmm.
After I saw that some
Yeah.
guy got $53 million the other day after his conviction, I said, a fool and his money will soon be
Like
parted.
that,
That's it.
the Mother God one was that?
Yeah,
the one where
the Mother
where
God.
she turned blue. That one
Yeah,
was
they were
crazy,
drinking.
man.
What were they drinking?
It was that something silver.
Oh.
They were drinking something to. They
I
were trying
remember
to
that
sell
guy
it as,
that did that. There was that guy
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
back in
he
the day.
did it
that
because
turned-
of her.
Yeah,
I think
this
that
lady
guy.
who was like, she thought that was curing her and making
Yes.
her powerful and shit like that.
So they were selling it as well. So then, all the people on the internet who follow their cult or part of their cult, whatever, they were also buying it and drinking it, and all
Mm-hmm.
these people were getting sick and turning blue. She turned blue.
Yeah, I'm not too
Yeah.
old.
When
You're
they
gonna start a
showed
cult.
her,
Yeah, you're
they
not too
showed
late.
her.
You're not.
They showed her for real in that bed. She was blue, and I
Yeah.
was like, "This is disgusting." Like, and
Yeah.
she was just laying there, and it was really disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, great. Check it out.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It'll make you sick. Check it out.
Yeah.
I watched all the things that you had watched last week. I watched Fall Guy.
Beautiful movie.
Loved it.
It was okay. I did not like the first hour of that movie where it was just like
I liked that there was a lot of
rom-com-y
action,
kind of
I
thing.
thought, so
I thought the end was
yeah.
great when everything was blowing up. I was very much a fan of that. But like halfway through the movie, I looked at Michelle. I'm like, wasn't this supposed to be an action
Oh.
movie? I know.
Oh, well,
I'm
yeah.
very impatient.
As far as it being an action, it was an action.
Are they setting it up for like
rom-com
a,
type
like
thing.
a
sequel,
more of them? Like
maybe?
maybe
Maybe.
be a franchise, something like that.
I
Do you
did
go-
like the scene
Doug,
where
do you go to the
And
movies
did
at
you-
all? Do you see movies at all?
The last movie I went to was, oh my gosh,
thought you were gonna
the
say-
name's escaping
I was hoping you were going to say Red Dawn, like the last time you went
It's
to the movies.
the one with the
Years ago.
imaginary friends. If.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, that's a recent
okay.
one, right?
Jackie wanted to go, so we
Okay.
went on a weekend, and it was fun.
that was recent.
That's Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Okay.
Yes.
John
I don't want to give it
Krasinski.
away.
But did you
Yeah, it
see?
was a
You
great
didn't
kids
at the
movie.
end of. You don't remember? Did you watch the very end of Fall Guy into the credits?
I guess I didn't.
Because that's where you see Lee Majors and Heather Thomas.
I guess I didn't. I don't remember
And
that.
Heather Thomas. Well, were we talking about that, or were you
Yeah,
and I talking?
no,
we
about
looked
talked
up that
about
pink
Heather
bikini.
Thomas looking
Heather
like
Thomas.
nothing.
You remember Heather Thomas, like back in the day?
My brother had a poster.
Yeah,
of
she
Heather
is.
Thomas.
I don't see her now,
She is a
man.
gargoyle now. She is monstrous.
She's thin and everything, but her face is just like
Too
a
much
monster.
surgery.
Yeah, she looks like a
I don't
her
know
lips
why
are like
these
this
guys have to
big.
do this to their faces. It's women mostly, but Lee Majors has definitely
But
had
like,
work
yeah,
done
you had
too.
the guys
But
like Kenny Rogers and stuff.
or
you would end up
Mickey
seeing like
Rourke.
that. Yep.
Mickey Rourke was a plastic surgery
even-
disaster.
Speaking of Mickey
Caitlyn
Rourke, just
Jenner
recently we
before-
had Mickey Rourke on our podcast.
Oh
Greenwich
yeah.
Village.
But at least for him, he had a reason.
Dana's favorite actor of all time, Eric
You know
Roberts.
what? I do want to clarify something. I really like Eric Roberts. I just didn't like him in that movie. So if he
you ever
ever
see
hears
Pope
this
at Greenwich
podcast,
Village?
I
No,
love you,
I
Eric
haven't seen
Roberts.
that.
I hated you in this movie. Don't watch it.
He's like, well, I have 813
I
other
know.
credits.
He's like, it's fine.
The Eric Roberts Taekwondo movie with the Olympics.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Nobody?
That's 800
No.
some credits. So,
Yeah, he has been in
Yeah.
800 things. And you know what? He's been in a lot of music videos, so I wonder how
a
many
lot of
credits
music
he has
videos
that.
too. Yeah. Yep.
I also watched Civil War.
What you think of
Oh, I
Civil
can't
War?
wait to see that.
It was amazing. Like
It's on,
like 5 minutes
Is it?
into the
Okay.
movie, I was like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. I was really expecting there to be some kind of MAGA, anti-FETA,
It's weird 'cause
libtard
it's like-
stuff, and they have a civil war, and that never comes up. It's never the point of the movie. It's never to say, like,
okay,
what is this?
Best of the
Best of the best, 1989. Eric Roberts is on
we did it in a few years.
the U.S. Taekwondo
We'll have you on
Olympic
for
team.
that. Yeah.
When we get to 89 and
Yeah, come back.
2029,
5 years,
come
yeah.
He
back
probably cries more in this movie than any other movie.
Oh my gosh.
One of
Why
those
did you like?
emotional
Why didn't you
sports
like him
movies.
so much in this movie? What was the problem?
His
Pope?
his overacting. He's over freaking acting. The way he says, "Charlie, shut up." I hate
He's
it.
just a moaner.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
Right.
Couldn't stand it.
The only
It's
other
really
thing
good.
besides
I love that
Phillies
movie.
games that I watched this week was the South Park. What was it called?
Obesity,
Obesity
yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
Lizzo,
I had a
yeah. It
good
was
time.
fun.
I mean,
Lizzo, yeah.
whenever you get a bunch of Randy and Sharon too. Sharon's
yeah.
fast becoming one of my favorite South
Sharon's
Park
been
characters.
pretty good
'cause
lately, yeah.
It's almost like the kids now are just secondary because those two, Sharon and Randy Marsh, are the best. They're not new characters. They're the best characters, not the kids. That was really fun, and that's it. And then the Phillies,
Okay.
because they were not winning, but now they're winning again.
But now Dana watched.
I didn't watch a lot. I watched the Ashley Madison
I did see that,
documentary.
yes.
It was. We just finished it today. It
How
was
was that
very
guy?
good.
The guy I was talking about, the big
Oh
guy.
my god, yeah. But just I had no idea. Like obviously I knew the situation and story.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they never found out. Who hacked them, and just all the nonsense and that one couple that was there, the real religious couple. Like it was really really good.
Doug, you know Ashley Madison, right? You were a member back in the day.
Yeah, I think I saw his name
I
on the
had a
list.
free membership, but
Yeah.
I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if they had on the credits was like
Everyone
name
named
that was just like,
by state.
great.
Like, pick a state. Yeah.
Wait, honey, I didn't. What,
you see like wives watching it real slow, frame by frame.
And then I finished the audiobook I was listening to for the last week or so, A Man Called Uva. That's how you say it.
I don't know that one.
It was really good.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know that either.
a movie with Tom Hanks and then a Swedish movie.
It's already out.
It's
the
a-
movie?
yeah, it came out like 2 years
okay, I
ago.
remember that Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I never saw it, but I remember when that came
Yeah,
out. 'cause
I don't
was like,
think
that's
it was
a weird name.
well received. Maybe
I
'cause
don't think I even
No.
remember it. Yeah.
I almost cried on the way here because that was the end.
Oh, you were listening to it at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like wait. Then I realized you were listening to
literally
it. on the
finished
way
it. I
here.
had 10 minutes left when
I
I,
thought it had
started
that
to
much
come here.
effect to you that
No,
you
I
were
thought
still
you were just saying, I
thinking
got to go to
about it.
Andy's
No.
house again. I'm just going to cry.
Yeah.
I
So it was
finished,
really good.
I finished Golden Sun, by the way, today. Today I finished it.
Might want to go back to that. I
it's
think I was
good.
on chapter 7, so I'm just not looking forward to it, but I need something else to listen to, and I already started that.
It is a good book. It's much
Chapter
better than
7
Red
better than
Rising.
11. You know.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo, boo,
Thank
boo.
you. I'll be here
You're
all
welcome.
week.
But that's all that I really did this week.
Doug, new
My
guy?
Besides, what have you seen lately?
FNG here. My Netflix is mostly my algorithm is a lot of Asian
I
stuff.
thought you were going to say Korean movies, just like our old
Well,
Brian.
do you mean Korean?
I mean Korean, Chinese, Japanese. So
Like dramas or
no, so
K-dramas?
Not the dramas. No, mostly action and sci-fi.
Okay.
So I watched. Man, my memory is terrible.
It's all right.
It's
We're not
called-
going to know any of these, probably.
It's a Korean 6-part limited series, but I think it'll go season 2. It's called Parasite: The Gray.
Yeah, I've had
And
that.
did you say?
I didn't watch it yet, but it's saved. It's something I want to
That's
watch.
not related to Parasite the movie, is it? Is it like
I don't
a
think
spin-off
so.
of that or something?
It looks like it could
the
be
Gray? Parasite the Gray, you said?
Parasite the Gray,
heard of it.
and it's got some undertones of venom. So basically, these parasites come down and take over humans, and
Oh.
then they can turn into the monster, and they fight against each other. And there's good ones and there's bad ones, and it leads it to believe there'll be a second
Yeah.
season.
That does not sound like Parasite the
No.
movie.
But-
No,
No.
definitely not.
So it was fun. So I
That sounds
put
like a
that.
Starship Troopers kind of thing,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it could be along that. It was the sci-fi, definitely.
I love Starship Troopers.
Now,
so
do you watch this with your wife, or is this you by
So
yourself?
if she's watching, I have to watch it in English. If I'm watching, I watch it
With subtitles.
in Korean with subtitles.
but she
Jackie
does,
doesn't
you
like the
watch them
subtitles?
together, or
She watches with her iPad in her lap, unless she gets roped in. Because I've watched some stuff that's like 45 episodes, and then like on episode 20, she's like, "Oh, this is interesting."
And then she starts asking a million questions.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
What's he doing? Why is he doing
But
that?
then
What's
she
up?
just goes
I thought
back
these
to
guys
her
were
iPad.
together.
And as soon as you start to explain, she's like, "All right, never mind." And then I just watched Godzilla -1.
Oh,
It's on Netflix now. I
Yes.
couldn't believe it.
I
I
know.
saw it on there. Yeah.
Yeah, very enjoyable.
That movie was
right?
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You all
I
saw it,
recommend
Yeah.
watching,
We also
I loved
watching
it.
Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. That's a lot of fun too. It's not part of this,
that's,
obviously.
You know, that's the American version
Yeah.
of
That's
it.
It's a
Yeah.
fun movie,
It's
though,
such a difference. And what I liked about this is because it was set in post World War II,
Yep.
and I saw it did win an award for graphics, but the graphics almost look like 1945 was
That's
trying
exactly what I told
really
you.
hard.
Especially
Yeah.
with the plane in the beginning.
The
You see,
plane?
like you're looking at the plane,
Yeah.
you're underneath the plane. Just the way that looks. Just
And even the way
so-
Godzilla was
yeah.
walking, like
Yeah.
it was like that 1945 Godzilla walk, and it was so it was pretty interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that as
Yeah,
well.
that movie was great.
The only
And
thing,
I
the
like
only-
the I
Godzilla
like
X
the
Kong.
American
I said
ones.
that because it's a full on action. Just Kong's like on the screen almost the whole time. It feels like so you got a lot of action in that one. But yeah, Godzilla -1 was
Yeah,
great.
that was-
I love that movie.
I think the difference is the storytelling.
Of
and
course,
the main
yeah.
character, like, you know, what initially happened, and then it's years later, or a couple years
Yeah.
later, whatever, he goes back. I just love that. And then with the kid and I love the whole thing.
I think, like with Godzilla -1, you care about the human characters and what's going on in their
Yeah.
lives. The Godzilla X Kong,
You're just looking for. You just want. You want.
like when the humans
tear
are on,
apart,
you're like,
yeah.
get off the screen.
You just
Like,
want to
get
see
me back to the,
because
get me to the
Mothra's in it,
monsters.
too.
Yeah.
Mothra makes an appearance, so that's always fun.
Love
you know?
Mothra.
Doug, are you doing anything fun this next weekend?
I am. We're headed to the London Phillies game.
Oh,
in
wow.
London, so that'll be a good time. There's 14 of us
That's awesome.
going, so we're going
Wow.
to bring a little bit of America to
Nice.
London.
A little bit of American culture.
Try not to
Right.
embarrass ourselves too much.
They invented
Yeah.
soccer hooligans,
But
so
they
it's
like-
That's true. How bad can it be?
And they like cricket over there, don't they?
Well, and nobody knows what cricket is or how to
I just
even
know it's
play
like.
it.
Didn't you bet it that one time? You said
by accident. Yeah,
You
live
could-
bet.
You could score
I won.
115 in cricket and still lose. Nobody knows how to play
I think
cricket.
Indians like that a lot.
Indians
Yeah,
like it a
that's-
lot
it's
too.
big
Yeah,
in, like,
but I
in
think it's a thing in
Asia.
London
But, yeah,
or
yeah.
England. I think
Yeah.
it's big too. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So hopefully I won't see any cricket while I'm there, and I'll just watch them.
So now, while you're there, do you have? Like, obviously, you're going to the Phillies game. What are your plans outside of that?
Yeah. How long are you there for?
We will be leaving Friday, landing Saturday. One of my best friends works the embassy there, so we're going to go visit with him at his house Saturday night, and then Jackie's made us plans for every single day for
course
us
she
to
has.
see just
Yes.
about everything.
Yeah.
Big Ben Parliament?
Have you been there before or no?
I did. We were there about 2 years ago, and it was a great time. So we'll get to see.
Didn't she go there once without you with her sister?
She did.
Yeah,
she
so this is her
did.
third
son
time?
had
No,
soccer
That's
over
one
there.
of the trips he really missed going out on that, and that
Yeah.
hurts to talk about.
Yeah.
And you,
Well,
you
I'm
I'll
just,
sure
tell
he
you
was
one
fine.
thing.
I'm
If you're
sure he
going to
was
go
fine.
somewhere and you want to see all the sights, Jackie's the person to go with because she will make sure that you do everything
Mm-hmm.
that should be done and you're not going to miss anything. And
yeah.
you
She
know.
was always a good
but
planner at
sometimes,
work.
Uh-huh.
so
sometimes
she
Yeah.
it's
meant-
too
Also
much. She's like,
exhausting.
"Oh, we did 20,000 steps today." I'm like, "Oh, I watched 4 hours of Netflix today."
yeah.
We should have taken Jackie with us to Italy. I mean, we did. There were days we had 25,000 steps, and nowadays I get like 500 in. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Good
well,
stuff.
yeah. Unless you want to go to the beach and just sit on the beach and not do anything for a week, that's.
Yeah.
But if you're going to, like, I don't want to go to London and sit there for, you know.
No.
No, you
I
want to
need
see as much as you can.
Yeah,
no,
I
right,
need Jackie
right.
to do my itinerary and
Of
tell
course,
me where
yeah.
to be everywhere.
You want to see as much
Yeah.
as you can.
when I'm on
you're there.
Yeah.
when I'm on those kinds of vacations, I want to be moving all the time.
Yeah,
I don't want to
exactly.
be sitting around.
Yeah.
I agree.
No,
We go
because
to
the
the shore for
hotel
that.
rooms, the hotel room is, and this is not a joke, it is not much bigger than this room.
Yeah.
We actually,
It's like a cruise ship room.
we made the mistake the first time of getting a queen bed, and the queen bed was up against the wall. So if
like-
anybody wanted to go to the bathroom, they had to cry, and you only had about
you had to push the bed to the other side of
24
the wall.
inches between the wall, and the shower was like an RV shower.
Yeah.
So you don't want to spend a lot of time in the room. You want to be out and about. Now I will say this is a funny story. I'm not thin as most people would say.
You look good to me, man.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought you looked great,
So the
especially from behind.
elevators. I look like
He's
a French,
crushing.
I like a French bulldog standing up. I got a big gut and no ass. Anyway, So the elevators, you know how they have on the elevators here, it says, maximum weight 1,200 pounds or whatever the weight is based on the size of the elevator. So the four of us got on the elevator, me, Jackie, Connor, Sarah, and we get on the elevator, and it actually put up a beep that said,
weight?
Oh, like you were over?
You're too heavy. People got to get... I'm paraphrasing, but it was, we're not moving the elevator. You're too heavy. 2 people got to get out, and then we'll move. So they actually weigh you. The elevator weighs you before
where is
the
this?
move. It was in the hotel in London that we were at.
Oh my God! How
Wow.
I guess because they knew that the elevator was probably that old too.
Well, I mean, it was only 4 of us. I mean, in the U.S.
And there was no one else on it?
No one else on it. Because it was real tiny. And I'm like...
My feelings would be so hurt.
I know. And everybody's going to stare at you. I mean, I know everybody's looking at
And the
me. I'll be
funniest
like,
thing is-
oh.
There's not an elevator operator on there,
No.
is there? Right? So, like, you just the 4 of you.
It was just us, and the
so you just
computer
have-
was like, "Hello, mate, 2 of you out." And we were heading to the breakfast buffet.
So you knew it had to be you, though, too. You're like, I guess I'm getting on.
It was either
So,
me. I mean, Connor's probably bigger than me.
You're heading for the buffet so they know, like, coming back, 2 of you are getting off. Everybody get off the...
He's asking for his room on, like, the 2nd floor.
So
No steps. No
Yeah, they
steps.
take that whole weight thing in the elevator seriously there. So
Oh, man, that would be tough. Everybody
Yeah,
would look
right?
at me. I know. They'd be like, get off. Like,
yeah,
come
it's like,
on.
all right, who's getting
I'll
off?
be like, before we even get on, I'll be like, you guys go separately.
I forgot something back in the room. I'll be right there.
They would say 2 people have to get off. If Dad got off, then we
good, yeah.
pull 2 people off. That's insulting. I'm insulted. But that's awesome. I hope you have a good time. I hope
Yeah,
the
it should
Phillies
be
win
fun,
on your
man.
game.
I appreciate
Who
it.
are they
No, it'll
playing?
be fun. The Mets.
Oh, cool.
Which means they should win because the Mets suck. But
But that's usually who they lose to.
yeah, it's a lot of
Hope
pressure.
so. And it's funny, the way of business being done in America compared to the UK. So what I did is you can't order online more than 10 tickets. They were like, if you order more than 10 together, you got to, call the ticket guy. So it took us 3 months to get 18 tickets.
Holy crap.
And I called after 3 weeks because everybody's giving me money. They're like, "All right, here's your money for the tickets." I'm like, "I got it. It's all."
When
taken
did you
care of."
start planning this?
As soon as we found out the Phillies were playing.
Yeah, I
so
found the
like,
Phillies were playing in London like 2 days ago when they posted the video with Harper and Utley.
Marchish maybe February, Marchish. I think we started looking at it.
Wow.
They had one guy. It was like 3 weeks, and I hadn't heard anything. And there's no phone number to call. And the people that I initially started the process with, that company got bought out by another entertainment company. So I'm like, oh crap! Did I just get scammed out of $2,000? So all of a sudden,
My heart just stopped for a
so
second.
for 3 weeks I hear nothing, and I'm sending emails. I'm like, what is? And the girl goes, the girl from this one section writes back. She's like, trust me, you're reserved. The one guy that's responsible to sell 70,000 tickets has been on vacation for
The
3
guy.
weeks. One guy has been on vacation for 3 weeks, so that's why you haven't heard anything. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
That makes you feel a little better.
Great.
Now I know there's so many riots over
Yeah.
there.
So he says, I guarantee
How do you get my
you-
fucking ticket?
I guarantee you'll have your tickets 2 weeks before. So I'm like, all right, fine. At least you're back from a holiday. And you've decided, and you've acknowledged that I've got these tickets and I'm going to get them. 1 week before.
Oh, boy.
So this was, I
The other day?
got them on the 29th. Right, on the 29th. He's like, I guarantee you'll have them today. He's like, you're on the list for me to send out. So I'm like,
Is Jackie like
Send out?
crossed arm, tapping her foot, looking at you? Because she doesn't care if you go to the game. Actually, so
she
doesn't want you to
she
lose
knew
$2,000
I was
though.
she knew I was upset enough. So they're 5 hours ahead of us. So I'm thinking, I'm going to wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock. That'll be 1 o'clock their time, and boom, the tickets will be in my inbox. 6:15 p.m. U.S. time, 11:15 p.m. their time. I finally get my ticket.
At least you got him.
But there's like zero sense of urgency because the one guy took 3 weeks off before.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, they get long vacations
Yeah,
over
they
there
do.
in Europe. They
get
just
a lot
take.
of
I think they
vacations,
get like
yeah.
8 or 10 weeks of vacation because I've vacationed with Europeans, and they're like, "Oh yes, this is just the first leg of our vacation." I'm like, "First leg?" I'm like, "This is it for us."
How's the music doing? Any good ones this
Nah,
week?
I have abandoned my album of the day thing.
Yeah.
It was just sucky. I didn't care about any of it after a while.
Maybe
It
it's
just
like
got
3
tough.
months.
Yeah, I mean, no, we're into June,
Oh, so you
so I
mean-
lasted
yeah.
5
Yeah,
months. But
not bad.
I just was getting shitty albums. I was like, I'd rather listen to music I like. I said to Connor, I was like, I'm just going to listen to an album of the day that I pick. He's like, so you're going to listen to all your music? I'm like, yeah. I probably should have done that. I probably should have done that to begin with.
You know where else you could check out? Spreaker. Download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things. We're the exciting new podcast on all of our socials. The Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on... No, did I get that backwards?
Probably.
No, The
I don't
Jazoo on
pay
Instagram, Jazoo74 on X. This has been the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
AEGonzo1 on Twitter, AEGonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok, Dana Caps 77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
I'm Doug. I do have just Instagram at @1DougBuck.
I need that later so I can copy you when I post this.
Don't you... Are you...